Hi, everybody. Advance Merry Christmas. I know I'm supposed to say Happy Holidays, but okay, let me say hi to everybody. Shelling and Big Night, Amy, Brissa, Leia, Carla Girl, Kathleen, Nikon Lady, Arlene, Leia, Angel Star, Amy, RJSJJ, VJ, 0613. OSP, Leah, Carla Girl, okay, Angel Star, Sarah, Becca, Hoan, Lisa, Curious Harlow, Halina, Bomac, GDZ, Pia, Dodger Girl is on Twitch. Alta 4444, Bang Luna, Saskia, Nigma Price, Kemuning. Oh, hi, Kemuning. Hannah, Hanako Grace, MLB. Hanako Grace, are you from Japan? EG, Amy, Army, Jack, Jackie, MJD, Leah, Emily, Letitia, Rachel, Taryn, HHK, Mama Ja, Salmar, Curious Harlow. Hi, everybody. Um, Janine, watching while working. Why are you working? You should be on a holiday. Canada, Japanese origin. Okay, because Hanako is like a Japanese magazine, right? Hi, Kugi, also on Twitch, Norwegian. And I remember because I was going through some of the old stuff of BTS, like back in 2013, and I found their interview in the Hanako magazine. So I ordered some stuff from not some stuff, but specifically the LADOR. I ordered two things: the oil. So I'm gonna open this in front of you, and also the shampoo because I'm always in search for a good shampoo because I have a very sensitive. Oh, oh, it's spilled, but it really smells good. Wait. Wait. Um, okay, there you go. I have my napkin. So I'm always in search for a good shampoo because I have a very sensitive scalp and I shed like a baboon on chemo. So I'm always looking for something. So this is the oil. I don't think they want you to open it. Hi, Wonder Human, Enigma Price. Have you all like ordered yours? Maybe this is the best way to do it. Okay, number one is that they don't have a very good packaging because it's spilled. It's a good thing that I know it's not like yucky or something. Mm. You see that? It's spilled. Okay, 1 second. Debak going to say hi. Yes, he will. I just had to delay that for a bit because I was planning on opening this. Okay, so here it is. And let's try this. It smells like fresh mint. They should tape around the cap. I know, but they did not. So it spilled. See that? You know, I think that's one of the things about I think the reason they got Jimin was to expand in the US, but because it took a while before they deliver this. So they are obviously backed up in terms of ordering. The problem is that This is not a brand partnership, by the way. The problem is that I don't think they're ready for it. So, they should have they should have been ready. And then I ordered the shampoo. And they don't have small ones of this one, of the oil. Because I tried ordering the small one. Nothing. So this is the shampoo. Let's see. Ah, okay. Sorry, sorry, sorry. So this is the shampoo. The first one that I opened is the shampoo. And this is the oil. This is the oil. And the first one that I opened is the shampoo. Oh, they gave me something free. It's not free. It's the other thing that I ordered. So let's try this. Let's try the oil. Amazon has the products on its site with 2-day delivery. Yeah, I know. I did not say it's sold out. I said they're backed up. But I don't think they're ready because they're not. Like the packaging is not good. I mean, if you're gonna expand to the US, let's see. This is not a brand partnership, by the way. YouTube might mark me. Oh, now that it really smells good. It is a small bottle. It really smells good, but it smells good. I want to try first before buy. Um, I don't think they're distributed. Maybe when Olive Young comes in, maybe. I don't think they are in, like, if there are Korean beauty stores in your area, try that. Maybe they'll have it there. But for sure, but they are not in Sephora. Um, Olive Young is not yet open. So you're gonna have to try. They don't have anything smaller than this one. This is the smallest one. Your hair looks glossy. And it was a very small amount. It smells good. That it smells good. I use another product, but this one's good. This is not a brand partnership. Okay. So I ordered 2 oils from Amazon. According to Amazon, I get them on Wednesday or Friday. I think they're kind of backed up. Maybe they had some stocks that are in Amazon, like fulfilled by Amazon, so it's already there. And then maybe it ran out or something, but it's still available. But I think just the issue is that the packaging, I don't think they're ready for it. Like they should be. You got yours, yeah. But the other one, there was somebody who said that they wanted to try it first. So you have to walk into a store to try it. They don't have like any, or at least not that I did not see anything smaller than this one. This is the smallest one that they have. So you're gonna have to buy it. I don't know if they accept. I don't think they accept returns for this one, but it's not in Sephora. So you might have to go to like Korean stores and see if they have it there. Which scent hair oil did you get? The osmanthus. Osmanthus. It's this smells good. Really smells good. Like it's not overwhelming. Really smells good. Which scent did you get? Yeah. Um Just dropping by to say hi, gotta go study. Enjoy. Enjoy. Will there be a live stream on Wednesday, Christmas Eve? Um, I it's not going if I am going to be live streaming, it's probably like just casual talk. I might just but I won't schedule anything heavy, like anything prepared. I am planning on going somewhere with my mom and my dog. So I might just live stream just to have like, casual talk with you guys. But not anything heavy. So I'll probably like go live where I am. So, yes. So there will be, but it's not like something like this, just casual talk. And also I'll go through some stuff with you guys. I as I've said in the description box, it's just today's just something light because I just wanted something happy because it's Christmas. So we're just gonna go through like some of the best moments that they've had, some of the memories I've had since I've been a fan since 2013. Is it same time? Yes, it's gonna be the same time. Yeah. Yes, yes. Okay. You wanna say hi to my dog? You wanna come? Good boy. Say hi to everybody. Say Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Say Merry Christmas. Hi, Deva. They're saying hi to you. They're saying hi to you. You have to say hi. He smells good because I just showered him last night. And aside from his potty, he hasn't gone out of the house. Excited to see the memories you are sharing. Thank you. Say hi, Debak. Hi. Say hi, baby. Say hi. I was just wondering. So I was gonna go through some stuff as going through. I was going back through my archive, my BTS archive, my BTS vault, and I was wondering if you guys have ever actually seen the 2022 Army Zip, the movie interview that they had where they were given a concept for a movie for each. Had Debak is so cute. They said you're so cute. See, tell them yes, I am cute. He's very, very cute. Have you seen that? Have you seen that army zip? It's this one. Debak and AEC Famba. Hello, say hello. Fairlane, where is the best place to message you? I have questions about potential BTS Hollywood Walk of Fame. Did you not message? Well, the best one is Patreon. Patreon is the best one. But did you not message me on Patreon about it? I think I responded. Um, right? And Debak makes your day. Say hi, baby. Okay, so first is that just wanted to let everybody know that the NAVER BTS blog is still alive, although the last post that they made was from Jin, which was way back in 2014. So if you want to visit their NAVER blog, go ahead and do that. So it's blog.naver.com/big hit music underscore official. So they still have that. Um, and and unfortunately the last time they made a post was back in 2014. But going back through the blog is gonna give you like, some at least it's gonna give you an idea on how they used to do things and some of the pictures that you probably haven't seen if you haven't been an army for that long. Um, it goes all the way back to 2013, even before debut. So just visit their Naver blog site. And then you already have, the website for their discography, right? So go ahead and visit that. Um, 24 back the this is 2013. So the blog started pre-debut. So definitely 2013 January. The debut was June. So it's been a while. So if you want to go there, you're gonna see tons of pictures. Right now, the last post that they did was for Jen for the comeback of Jin. Not comeback, but for the first army event, his very first event after discharge, which was like a day after his discharge. That was the last post that they made. And then back in 2022, they actually released an army zip. So this is something that they released to Weverse members, and this was for 2022. So this was after the pandemic. Hmm. Yeah, we're still, I guess, yeah. Pandemic was 2020. Can you imagine that was 5 years ago? The pandemic was 5 years ago. um, so this was released, I think, 2022, I think, or 2021, probably 2022. And no one did. Okay, so, and the concept of this, so yearly in Japan and in Korea, they would release like exclusive content just for the members. And that it could be all of those things, like those questionnaires that they fill up, their bio. Sometimes one member will do the bio for another member, um, or sometimes it's just a plain interview. And then it could be like, if you would remember that post that they made where each member was asked to invest money on the other member's business, that's all Army Zip. Okay, so back in 2022, they did an Army Zip, and the concept was for, and then the concept was that they were each given a movie story. And then and then they were, so they did a photo shoot for that. Um, BTS Army Kit has these pictures printed as movie ticket. Yeah. So it was like a movie. They were given like a movie concept, and they're the leading character for that movie. And each one has a different movie concept. And then uh they and then someone interviewed them about the movie. Unfortunately, they didn't do like the actual movie. They didn't shoot the actual movie. And the storyline is definitely separate from the Bangtan universe. It's not a part of the Wayang Yonwa. This is like a separate thing altogether. But it was still fun because I remember during that time, armies were going on different social media, Tumblr, X, Twitter at that time, Facebook, IG, different. So I can't remember the others. And then armies would actually Seven Purple Pearls, hello, and armies actually developed the stories for each member, you know. And then many armies were actually wondering if if Hybe actually sees the post, the fan fiction of armies, because some of the concepts felt like it was straight out of fan fiction, or just the entire idea of giving each BTS member a movie concept of their own felt like AO3, in other words, or Wattpad, or whatever it is that you use for for fan fiction. But it was so much fun, reading all the stories of armies to sort of expand each of the concept of BTS members. So these are their movie posters for each one of them. And then there's like, I think for each concept there's actually like maybe 20 pictures, 20 pictures each. I'm going to show you some of the pictures. And then there was like a very, very strict rule that you're not supposed to show the actual army zip because that's for members only. And so that's probably why a lot of people don't really know about it unless you're an actual member of the fan club. If you were a paying member. So I so wanted a movie. I know, right? But unfortunately, they didn't actually develop it. So I'm sure that you've seen some of these pictures. You probably just weren't sure where it came from. Like this one, he was a photographer. So there's several pictures of that. Like I think 20 for each member, or maybe less. Maybe 20. And this is for RM. Fans posted some. Yes, fans posted some. Majority of them respected it. They would post like one or two or three pictures, and then they would not post the rest. And then it's like a whole package of that. So the RM's concept was actually journeyman. And so they were, here are some more pictures here. There you go. Oh. And then they were asked about the movie itself. This is the actual interview. Please explain the movie that you appeared in. So I guess they were briefed on what the movie was about, and it was up to the BTS members to sort of expand on it. And then so here's the interview. So for RM, it's a heartfelt and healing movie of a boy who explores the world and learns life philosophies and sensibilities along his way to becoming an adult. In this movie, I play the character Journeyman, Kim Namjoon, a journeyman who shows his emotions to everyone around him. And so first off, I really like the styling, and the background is full of trees and colors. He was talking about the shoot, the movie poster shoot. Is there anything special routine that only RM does before the shoot? I always come by a bike, by bike. There is a popular bike rental system in Seoul called Durangi. So this is obviously before he had a license, and even now he said he's not going to buy a car. I'm a premium annual member of Durangi, which costs about 40,000 won. I am the type to ride my bike to work. Imagine this is 2022. Or maybe they shot this 2021 or something, but he was still riding his bike. So so each of the, and then they go on. Is there something special that only RM does to cope with NGs? NGs is no good, like outtakes, bad takes. I go to a trip right away. Um I will go buy clothes first. This is the he's always loved clothes. I will make rings out of grass and gift it to all of the staff members to cheer them up. Then I will return to shooting diligently before I'm a journeyman who loves nature. And then, are you good at memorizing scripts? Yes, I memorize them well, but I do mess up one or two words. I am the type who makes mistakes at the most crucial parts. Memorizing lyrics and scripts are very difficult. Because lyrics, it would be fine as long as I do well. Scripts are more difficult because it requires the harmony and good flow in conversation with the other actors. Yeah, kinda. You're always shooting with the members, but today it is RM. How is it? Finally, I found my way. More importantly, it was fun being able to experience this. I was monitoring a while ago and the posters came out that way I expected. So I was looking forward to it. Okay. So some stuff about himself. If you get to shoot another movie next time, is there a member you want to appear with? V. It's a story where we explore each other's emotions. There is no set since it's all location shooting. So Taeyong would be the man in Journeyman and I would be the Journey in Journeyman. But a lot of people actually reacted to this question when he answered it's V. And also people were like, what kind, like people did not understand what he meant. That the two of them will be exploring emotions. I do think it's because they V and RM actually had a lot in common, especially in the beginning. They both loved clothes. They were both of them were are very, very outgoing. They're very extroverted. Um, and then the two of them sort of have this like different type of depth that not a lot of people understand in different ways, but it's like that's why often they're called like weird, right? A lot of people would call them weird because they have like a certain depth in them, or they have this like universe that only they understand, something like that. So that's how I interpreted that. But a lot of people were like, "What? Why?" And then they don't like understand the response. They would explore each other's emotions. Okay, there are always turning points in movies. RM seems like there should be a turning point in your life. What was it? When P Dog called me after I shaved my head during midterms. He called me to come by the office after listening to my demo tape. That was when I met Bang PD for the first time. Anyways, I think that was my turning point. This was the very first time that he revealed it was P Dog who called him, and because a lot of people thought it was like the casting director or something. but it was actually P Dog personally who called him. When you compare your life with the development points of the movie, where do you find yourself? I don't think my movie has even started. My trip hasn't even started yet. I think we have just heard I am working with a team called Bangtan Boys. Okay, this might be confusing in English. Namjoon thinks he's still in the beginning stage of his life, even though it was 2023. Just stopping by to say thank you for explaining the live stream. For explaining this live stream, I won't stay. I'm too busy protecting BTS behind this video. Love you all. Okay. Both Te and RM tell it like it is. Some can't take that directness. V sees beauty in everything. Okay, so what is the most important scene in the movie? The scene when the main character Namjoon is banned from traveling. So that's his conflict. The most important thing is when he loses his passport. After that, he couldn't go on a trip. But Namjoon doesn't give in. On the same day, he took the railway and went to a domestic trip right away. This is the story of achieving the dream of becoming a domestic travel ambassador. Okay, this picture, the pictures and featured magazine movie concept is my first BTS Army membership kit, sixth term 2019 to 2020. The short clip for each member can be viewed in a file with zip file name. Some people are uncomfortable with how honest they are. True VCs. So okay, so those are the highlights for RM. Oh, is there anyone you want to watch this movie with? I would like to watch this movie with the clothes that were with me during the long trip. I want to hang each of them on the theater seats and show them one by one. That is your honor. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Wa alaikum assalam. Perfect. Have I perfected my pronunciation? What keywords do you think best suits you? Let's go on a trip. So he really loves traveling. They say people, the last question. Lastly, please tell armies one thing about this movie. They say people all end up liking nature at different stages of their lives. But the time just came faster than usual for RM. People say for others, it's when they reach their 50s, but it is now for Namjoon. Anyways, I have become this way, and I like how I am able to show this kind of nature movie. I love how honest they are. I used to date this guy and I only noticed how he is lying when we broke up. Hmm. Does anybody know V and Army's MBTI? Both are E, extroverted. Yeah. Um. Okay, and then I actually like the photos of Jin. So his is friend of the last surviving protagonist. So zombie or apocalypse kind of movie. Sorry, I thought I included more pictures from him. So this is his concept 2029, the worst crisis ever faced by mankind. This is pretty like creative. A mysterious virus quickly turned the majority of mankind into zombies. Due to the lack of food and zombie attacks, the number of survivors are decreasing day by day. It is a situation where friends from yesterday cannot be relieved today. The protagonist, who was an ordinary college student, and his friend Jin. Didn't we make plans to go on a trip this summer? You think we can go on a trip this summer. So that's his concept. They are both high IQ. Even RM mentioned that. Purple hair Jin. I know. So it's a zombie movie. So he explained what it is about. A zombie virus suddenly spread around the world, turning majority of people into zombie. And one of the remaining few survivors is me. It is a story that is in that situation. The character Jin escaping from zombie and end up surviving is what makes him attractive. He was an ordinary college student, but the zombie apocalypse broke out, and the scene then cuts to a year later. It is about gathering items and fighting zombies that appear along the way. There are no scenes of the zombie outbreak, but the movie begins 1 year later, 28 days later. 28 days later, or what do you call that movie? It's a series, a TV series. Is there a reason for choosing the title of the movie? Friend of the Last Survivor. Well, first of all, it's a zombie movie. Is a zombie movie. The reason for choosing to be a friend of the protagonist is because playing the lead role is too much pressure. Being the character of the protagonist's movie would have a good weight, relatively important role. So I wanted to be the protagonist's friend. Imagine if they Walking Dead. There you go, Walking Dead. My favorite character in Walking Dead died early, Glenn, and then I stopped watching it altogether. When I read the comics, and then I was watching the series. I said, if Glenn dies, I'm gonna stop watching this. They better not kill him. They better change what actually happened in the comics. They stuck to the comics. I was like, I'm done. I'm not gonna watch it anymore. Okay, so that's his concept for him. Um, the Walking Dead, yeah. Okay, so that's his concept. Since is there something that only Jin does to cope with NGs? No good scenes. I laugh while I clap, creating an atmosphere where the director has no choice but to laugh too. Um, oh, what part of the film were you attracted to that made you decide to make an appearance? So they're play pretending. They're actually pretending like they made the movie. So he said, at that time, I spent 3 months watching a zombie drama, even though the staff members were dissuading me. I said, I will do a zombie movie. Since it is a zombie movie, shooting had to be done at night. There are painful memories where all the members went home and I had to stay alone. Um, yeah, allegedly he said that he actually really wanted to do during this time. He really actually wanted to do an actual zombie movie. So I hope he gets to do that. Well, he changed his tune now. He said that he doesn't want to do a zombie movie anymore. Okay. And then you want to go down? Okay. You say bye bye to everybody, baby. And tell them I'm gonna go to my bed. Thank you so much. Tell them I'm gonna be with you on Wednesday when we vacation. Okay. He doesn't like it because I'm squishing. Okay. Yeah, I really stopped watching. I was like, if they kill Glenn, I'm gonna stop watching. And they then was like, okay, I'm done. Okay. Are you good at memorizing script? He said, I'm not confident in memorizing. I'm very sorry about this, but my parents celebrated their lunar birthdays and I would forget or mess up the dates. Imagine that. If I forget my mom's birthday, I am so done. Okay. So he said he's not very good at memorizing the scripts. Got ahead. Okay. Bye, Dodger girl. You are always shooting with the members, but today it is just Jin. How is it? It's just nice to do whatever I want. I'm shooting with the members. There are times when we have disagreements with concept. For example, it would be better if you do this. And then there are times when our opinions have to be organized. So he said it's nice that it's just him. And then he said, if you ever get to shoot another movie next time, is there another member you want to appear with? Um, I would burst out laughing if I make eye contact with Suga. So not him. Since it is a zombie movie, wouldn't it be fitting for Jungkook? Has always been his default. Who is able to survive well? So I will carefully choose Jungkook in Train to Busan. There is a scene where Ma Dong Sok fights all the zombies, and Jungkook is that kind of a character. He is the main character. I'm his friend, and Jungkook is the main character of his friend. So Jungkook is just his default. Okay. And he said that his turning point is when I happened to watch a drama with my parents and thought this job is a really cool job. He said that that's actually how he ended up wanting to become an actor initially because of the drama that he was watching with his parents. And then when you compare your life with the development points, I have not watched the BTS live, but I did watch Jose's video about it. I don't even know what to think. Fairy Lane, are you going to do a year-round most relevant video before the year end? What do you mean? Like a year-end review? Yeah, of BTS? Yes. Yes, I will. So I'm doing the individual members first and then that one. Okay. So, okay. Yes, that's the answer to your question. If that is what you're asking. What happens in the ending? Mankind cannot defeat virus. So his ending is very dark. He said everything ends. Appearing in the second movie too would be too tiring. So he doesn't want a part two. Um, Sorry, I'm late. My mom has norovirus. What have I missed? Oh, we're just going through some stuff. This is a light. This is a very light. live stream. Are there similarities between Jin and the main character, Jin in the movie? There is. You know how he fights hard to survive, like how he fights and survive in the movie. I also fought hard for our team. Since No More Dream and No Danger, I have worked really hard, so I think we are similar, right? Very sweet. Okay. One word to express yourself, he said, survivor. Okay. So it's still, even though it's a very light kind of army zip, it still like brings out a lot. It says a lot about their personalities. The way the MV originally ended. Yeah. Okay. And then this is Suga's concept, the perfect man. Okay. That's his movie poster, a perfect man. The concept is flying towards a dream. Yoongi, who dreamt of becoming a baseball player since he was young, will be coming up from Daegu to Seoul to become a professional player. He came to become a professional player, but it is harder than he thought. He was a promising player in Daegu, but there are so many good players in Seoul. He's getting tired that his participation in games are constantly being pushed back. So he said I think in the video interview or somewhere, I can't remember where he said it, but he said that that is actually kind of the same. It is very similar to how um I forgot to go live on. So it's kind of the same um with his journey into coming to Seoul. And in Daegu, he was like a recognized, respected producer and rapper. But when he came to Seoul, he was just one of the many. So the struggles was different. The struggle was different because he had to like prove himself again. Okay, so that's and he said that he chose the storyline that way because it resonated with him. So what part of the film made you decide to make an appearance? I just thought that the character of the baseball player would be cool. When I went on tour, I watched Ryu Yunjin game in the US. I'm hooked these days. Okay. And then, does the main character of the movie, Min Yoongi, resemble Suga? He said his personality. The main character doesn't seem like he works out, but all his speeches are strikes. And then he said that he's kind of like the same. Like it doesn't seem like he works hard as a producer and as a composer, but the truth is that he works very, very hard. And that's why the songs that he comes out with resonates. And then, is there a special routine that only Suga does before the shooting? He said, I need to sleep. Is there something that only Suga does to cope with no good takes? And he said, he just simply apologized to everybody. Okay. And then you are always, so he said that in terms of memorizing, he's actually pretty good if he is memorizing his own raps. So he just repeats and repeats, but not like in actual scripts. And then if you get to shoot another movie next time, is there a member you want to appear with? And then he said, in this kind of a sports movie, it's Jungkook. Okay, they all love their maknae. And there are always turning points in the movie. Suga seems like there should be a turning point. And he said, I think it will be divided between the better before and after the perfect man. And then when you compare your life um, with the development points of the movie, where do you find yourself? Wouldn't it be close to the beginning? I'm still in my 20s. Okay. So I would suggest actually searching for these things on Facebook, X, because they actually, or if you read fan fiction, they actually, many armies actually develop the story, and some of them are like pretty wholesome. If you don't like reading like not safe for work kind of fanfics, some of them develop it like normal, like following the actual nothing R18. Okay. Is there anyone you want to watch the movie with? I want to watch it together with the members. Okay. The others don't like it, but he actually wants to do it with the members. Okay. And then what is the one word to express yourself? She said, it's just me. That's the word, sugar. Okay. And then J Hope's concept, I was going to ask where are these interviews and stuff. I've never heard of any of this. It's the Army Zip. So when you're a member of the fan club and then eventually Weavers, yearly they used to give like exclusive packages to armies. I don't quite remember when they stopped. But those it contains like different things. It could be interviews, it could be like all those biographies or like profile that they fill up. It could be that exclusive content basically. So for this year, um, it was they created a movie concept for each member, and then there's a mock interview where they are playing the like they it yeah they are role playing to be the actor who played that role in the movie. That was the concept. I know it's kind of crazy. But a lot of basically a lot of armies sort of uh, they concluded or they theorized, not concluded, but they theorized that Big Hit actually saw like different fanfics. So they got this inspiration to do something like this. So he is Hope Boy who loves Army. I'll give you the photos. I'll upload it on Instagram. Sorry, not Instagram, on Patreon. And I'll upload this entire thing so that you can read the interview better. Okay, so because you can't get them anymore. So the only reason I'm going to put it there is because you can't get them anymore. If you still can get them, I won't put it. I won't give it away. And then and also it's been like 5 years. So I want to communicate with everyone through dance. So this is his concept. J Hope is a street dancer. So this is his movie. Um, when I renewed, they said they were going to give me a gift, but it hasn't arrived yet. Okay, so a street dancer who is happy to dance, love dance more than anything. Now there is someone who I love as much as dance or no more dance. The main character is Army. Okay, so supposedly the original concept was that the his character is supposed to have like a love interest, but he replaced it with armies. So it's a story about Army and J Hope's footsteps together on stage. So that's the concept of his movie. Someone I love appeared, and that is Army, and I want to make Army happy right away. Okay. Is there any special routine that only J Hope does before shooting? I drink water and read the script, and then I meditate. Okay. And he said that he really does meditate. That like he was serious about it. He actually meditates before going doing anything. The gifts can take a long time to arrive. I'm still waiting for my gift too. Okay. All right. Okay. Didn't they stop it? They've stopped it for a while, right? Okay, because I remember I started getting those boxes. Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay. Gift boxes that you can choose which one. Okay, is there something that only J-Hope can cope with during end? He said he just does look he does aigyo. Hobie likes girls. He likes armies. You're always shooting with the members, but today it's just J-Hope. Okay. Let's look for which member he wants to do it with next time. If you get to shoot another movie next time, is there a member you want to appear with? And he said Jin Young. He wants to do it with Jin Young. Jin, who Hope boys love. Jin Young would be a character who I teach dance to. It would be a story about Jin, who doesn't know about dance very well, but learn to be happy in life when he learns to dance. Okay. And then when I met the members, there are always turning points. He said that his turning point in his life is when he met the members. So becoming BTS is a huge turning point in his life. Okay. Um, Studio Chum, yes, it's a yes. Why? Why are you talking? Why are you asking about Studio Chum? The membership renewal gifts are not shipping until February 2026. Okay. What is the most important scene in this movie? We dance together while looking at each other's eyes and feel a lot different emotions. Okay, what happens in the ending? Dancers who are born in the 90s dancing, popping together, and it will be a joyful and fun, happy ending. So just one huge dance number. Okay. And then, is there anyone you want to watch the movie with? And he said, it's armies. Okay. So his is a love story. Okay. I think Studio Chum is Mnet. I think, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. What keyword do you use? Do you think best suits you? He said, hope. I want J Hope. And then lastly, please tell Army one thing about this movie. It may be a bit boring, but please watch it cutely and enjoyably. Okay. Next is Jimin. I'm sure you've seen this picture. So this is where it actually came from. And his title is Young Forever. He actually has the most unique approach into this. Okay. So um the most beautiful moment in life is this concept, and it's just like living the life of my heart today, the life that everyone longs for. You have to do everything you want to do, life that live once happily. So that's it for him. Like that's his everyday life. That's what his movie is going to be. Okay. And then so he just talked about it like this is just like my everyday life, sort of very, very close to a reality show, something like that. Do these men ever age? I think. And then, is there a special routine that only Jimin does before a shooting? I'm the type to be lying down. You should not do anything. Lie down and rest the day before the shoot. Because is there a reason for choosing the title of the movie Young Forever Mono? Because I expressed the moment that is exactly Young Forever, so I thought it would be fitting to have that movie title. Of course, Mono was also the title of the very first, uh, or second album of RM. Okay. Next, are you good at memorizing scripts? He said he actually tries very hard because he's bad at memorizing scripts. And then you're always shooting with the members. He said it was okay. If you get to shoot another movie next time, is there a member you want to appear with? And he said he wants to shoot a movie with RM. I think he would fit the atmosphere because he just wants to do like some sort of a reality show where they would travel and stuff like that. Okay. Next, turning point in his life. He said that he will win the Academy Awards for Best Actor. And also the Beksang Awards, acting awards. Um, and then he said, no, I'm just joking. His turning point is when he left Busan and then went to Seoul to join BTS, or at least to try and join BTS. And then when you compare your life with the development points of the movie, where do you find yourself? And he said it's in a quarter of the movie, around the early middle stage. So that point in his life is like in the like a quarter of the movie point. What is the most important scene in your life? It's a secret. You have to watch it yourself. And then happy, and he said the ending is just like that, like nothing really special because it's just documenting his own life. And then what would be the one word to express yourself? And he said it's Milky Way. Like many stars, like Milky Way, he said that's the word that he wants to associate with himself. Romantic, right? Milky Way. Okay. And then what keywords do you think best suits you? He said cutie. And lastly, please tell Army one thing about this movie. Rather than looking forward to it, it would be better if you just watch it with ease and feel the emotions. What kind of person do you want Armies to remember you by? And it's just the actor Park Jimin right now. Okay, and then V actually like created the most controversy, not controversy, but attention when they released this because his is very unique. So the movie title is Not Guilty. Okay, that's his poster. And then the story is about an ordinary college student, Kim Taeyong, and he accidentally bumped shoulders with an old man in an alley. He finds a necklace that an old man has left behind. And then Taeyong went looking for the old man to return the necklace, but he found out that the old man's identity and the necklace is secret. And the necklace belonged to the boss of a mafia. And the old man is the boss of the mafia. After finding the necklace, Taeyong's ordinary life has changed to the life of a mafia's boss. After all, can Taeyong safely lead the organization? So he became a mafia boss. And this is actually the reason many armies then thought that this be like a big hit must have been reading fanfics because this is AO3 material. Okay. All right. So very, very. So he actually explained the movie in detail in the interview, and there are videos. Some people actually uploaded a video interview. See, all of that was just about the development of the movie. He was still talking about the movie. The mafia members are skeptical. All of a sudden, it was well developed. Okay. All right. It was funny reading his mafia. So it's 3 pages and still him talking about the mafia. Um, Tess said he wants to play the villain. I hope he gets the chance. He would be perfect to play the villain. Okay, so for the members only live stream, I was supposed to discuss the character of V. I know that I held off on that one. I was going to discuss, so I'll do it next time. Okay, is there a reason for choosing the title of the movie I Am Not Guilty? And he said yes, because Taeyong didn't want to be in a mafia. He just wanted to be an ordinary college student in his early 20s. So then he is not guilty since he didn't want to be a mafia boss. Okay. And then the routine, I do things to make me feel good. I read scripts or watch movies to collect more emotions. That's what he does before a shoot. And then for no good shots or takes, he said, I try my best to move on as naturally as possible. I think by this, definitely by this time, he already did the warang. So he has some acting experience already. And then, what is the most important scene in the movie? The last scene. When I'm sitting on the sofa, I turn around looking at the camera. It means I have now started as a mafia member. He was so into his character. His is well developed. I work really hard. I can't wait for more actor. I know, right? What keyword do you think best suits you? A cool person. Not. It is more of a cute term in Korean. And then, what kind of a person do you want Army to remember you by? A person with courage. And then, lastly, please tell armies one thing about this movie. This movie will become the turning point of my life. It's not released yet, but once it is no joke. Please give it lots of love. I hope they actually do this. I can't believe the details he actually give the movie. His was the most developed. I think if I am reading this correctly, this is pure speculation. I think they were given like a rough storyline, like a summary, and then V just developed his. That's why it's so detailed. That's why his was like 7 pages. And then this is Jungkook. Okay. And then I think his title was The Man Who Breaks the World or something like that. A Man Who Breaks the World. A one shot that strikes the world. Okay, one shot is the title. The one shot that strikes the world. And my life is completely changed after that day. Everything was poured into me and the one who taught me how to put up with it. I want to ask my young or older brother, why did you go there when you told me to not do anything dangerous? Who was it for? And what happened that day? I made up my mind. So his story was like he realized that his older brother did something risky for him. And when he found out, because like something like his brother passed away or something, or got murdered or something. And so he decided to go there, realized what his brother did, and had no choice but to, or at least decided to do the same thing to avenge his brother. Okay, and then as it says in the title, I will defeat you in one shot. What part of the film were you attracted to? And he said it's one shot. That's what was made it very, very attractive. And then he was asked, how does he cope with no good takes? He said, move on naturally. And then, are you good at memorizing scripts? He said he's very good at memorizing scripts. Are you always shooting with the members? Or if you get to shoot a movie with another one, who do you want to appear with? Anyone, he said. Anyone is good for me because as long as I can pull it off, genre doesn't really matter either. I would be the boss and the members would be my right arm, chief officer, leader, informant, that kind of characters. Is this Wayang Yonwa? No, 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 no. It's this. This is not Wayang Yonwa. This is part of their army zip. So every year, I don't know when it stopped, but every year, all army like fan club members, they would get like a special gift, special content from BTS, and it's different every year. So for this year, sometimes it's like profiles that they fill up. Sometimes it's special interviews, different things. And then for this year, each member was given a movie concept where they will be playing the lead character of. So they have a movie and then they have like a concept of the movie, and then the question and answer, they it's role playing basically, where the member would answer like he is the actor that played that movie. Does that make sense? What was Tate's answers to who to shoot with? Okay, let's go back. Is there anyone? If you get to shoot another, he said Jungkook. If you get to shoot another movie, Jungkook, I think he would be fitting for Jungkook to appear in my movie. Earlier, when I explained the movie, I said there will be a second movie. So then the current right arm will die, and Jungkook will appear as the new right arm. So he really has everything figured out. But it's not part of the Wayang Yonwa. It's totally different. Armies thought that they are actually going to develop this for each member, but they didn't. I mean, they meaning Big Hit. They did not develop it. Okay. And then is there and a turning point would be the first day when he became a trainee. That's the turning point in his life. And then what is the most important scene in the movie? He said the sobbing scene at the end of the movie after the criminal dies. On a rainy day, Jungkook kneels down, shooting towards the sky after winning a long battle with a criminal. And then what happened in the ending? Jungkook's Young, who he thought was dead, did not die. The plot twist is that he wanted to test Jungkook. The Young happens to be a villain. So then Jungkook fights hard to catch him again. What a twist. um, I thought it was Suga. Other pictures being JK. Yeah, that's JK. What a twist. His brother was actually a villain. Okay. And then what is the one word to express yourself? He said it's just his name. What keyword or phrase do you think best suits you? And he said Damyang John or Gyeonggun, the 35th generation Jong. I think he was referring to like his lineage, his royal lineage, which I discussed. I had a video about that. Okay, Koreans know their ancestors and the clan they are from. So that is a phrase where Jungkook explains which clan he is from. So he said the Jong clan. Actually, that's yeah. If you watch my like their royal lineage, that's actually the clan that I referred to. And then lastly, please tell armies one thing about this movie. I was deceived by my Young in the movie, but army cannot deceive me. Okay, that was it. Did you did you find that fun? I've actually forgotten about this. I just because I was going through like just old memories because I wanted to show something to you guys that you haven't seen before. So, or at least some of you haven't seen before. And I found this one, which I thought was very cute. As I've said, you can search on X or Facebook or IG. Just search for the title of their movies and then Army Zip. So you can do like BTS uh, RM, Journeyman Army Zip. You'll find like people who develop the stories further, their reaction. I leave this in Patreon so that you guys can actually go through the title. You can download the entire thing. Okay, do you have questions? Dang, I thought it was Suga. Given how deep Tae gets into his character with this concept and over their games, Tae is definitely Oscar material. Love how no one ever gets when he is the hidden mafia in games or just pretending to be. It was cool. Thanks. I saw his work on the period drama. He wasn't very good, but I love to see him there. Do remember that he was never trained in acting. That was his very first project. And he said that he actually like it took a toll on him because he did not expect that he was going to get the role, but he did audition for it. So okay, I'm sure that moving forward, if he ever gets a chance, is going to take lessons and stuff like that. They also had an interview back in 2016. So this is the Hanako. That's why the person uh, who said that like there's a Hanako person here, right? The name is Hanako. That's why I remembered your name to be a Japanese one because I went back to this, to my vault and saw this. So it's a very interview in Hanako magazine. Some very, very funny. This is so they actually, the army materials that they give, Japanese army, they're actually more fun. I mean, more cute, I would say. um, like the questions are far more chill but very cute. Like this question: have you encountered a miracle in real life? And he said, Rap Monster RM at that time. He was still Rap Monster. He said, "I have one. I once broke 7 things in a day." He said 7 things: sunglasses, shopping bags, lunch boxes, bathroom door, glasses, fridge, toothbrush. If this can't be called a miracle, I don't know what it is. And then he said that Jin said I was there 5 out of 7 when things happened. At first, it was funny, and then eventually it kind of got scary that he was breaking everything. So and Jungkook said, "I don't know how I can continue living with him because he breaks everything." And then he said, "Who knows? Maybe someday I might destroy all BTS members." I just realized that he has this, I guess, predilection to be like careless, I guess, in stuff. Okay. My miracle happened back in middle school. V said, "The bike I used to ride to school run over 3 poops." The dog I had before wasn't very smart. He ran away and then came back a few days later. Jin said, "Those aren't miracles." And then J Hope said something serious. He said, it's the miracle that the 7 of us got together. And Suga said, "I want us to work harder and become a group that receives a lot of love from people all around the world." Okay. Okay, so there's like this is just a fun interview. Jimin said he wanted to grow because it's about miracles. And then Suga said, "I hope that many people would listen to our songs and feel happier because of them. It'll be great if we can make that miracle happen." Well, that happened, right? They also had an interview at the Oricon Style, which was 2015, January 7. I love all these memories since I consider myself baby army or a new private lol. I love learning and hearing about things I've never seen or heard before. So this is a Japanese interview. This is the pictures that they published for that interview. I love this era of our of Suga, by the way, the bandana. I love it. Okay. And then that's Jimin, that's V, and of course Jungkook. Okay. That was 2015, way back. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. Next, the song that has lyrics, "If you had an entire day free time." So everyone said they are going to sleep, but Jin is the only one who said that they want to go hiking if he ever gets a free time. And then if they could turn back time, this is actually pretty revealing for them at that age. I'm sure it has changed now. If you can turn back time, what part of your life will you go to? And RM said, "I want to go back to when I was 7 years old. But if my mind can be as like this one, but I was still 7 years old, then it would be great." And then oh yeah, so he have always dreamed of being a stationery store manager. And up until that point, like 2015, 2016, he still wanted to own his own stationery store. He said, "I like stationaries. When I come to Japan, I always go check out a lot of stationery stores." So he said that I think up until like 2018, he kept on repeating that he wanted to become a stationery store manager. And then at some point, he wanted to like own the store, not just the stationery manager, not just the stationery store manager. I always wish the Japanese fan items were available with English translations. I know, but Japanese fans are very, very protective of what is being released to them. So, and then V said, "I wanted to go back to kindergarten because he just simply wanted to be able to play free, like no care in the world." And then J Hope said, "I wanted to go back to being a trainee because he wanted to practice everything that he hasn't mastered. Like he wants to master all of that back when he was still a trainee. He thinks he's going to be a better performer." And then Suga said, "I want to go back to junior high school. That was my most exciting time. I was extremely happy." The theory of the everybody else was this was if you would this is a well publicized thing, by the way, and he was in in junior high. They said that this was when he had his first girlfriend or something like that. Um, I don't know if it is true, but he wrote a letter. Like he was so shy that he couldn't talk to the girl. And so the girl broke up with him because he wouldn't talk to her. And then when he broke up with her, he actually became a better friend to the person. Okay. All right. And then what about Jimin? He said, I wanted to go back to high school because I started singing when I was in first year high school. I think it was a bit late. So he wanted to start singing early. Um, okay. And then RM said, shouldn't you go back a little bit, like further back? And then Jimin said, but I was really happy when I was in high school. Okay. And then RM said, go back when you were in kindergarten. All right. And then when you're down, the thing that you definitely do. Okay, so you can just read this by yourself. Jungkook has always been like a lover of food. Even then, when he was asked like, "What do you do to comfort yourself?" he said, "I eat." And then, out of all the foods, is there a food that makes Jungkook's mood go up? Spicy food, he said. And then V said, "I if he calls his family, then he feels better." Okay. Next, Jimin said, when you hear your family's voice, Jimin said, but when you hear your family's voice, won't you be more depressed? He said, because he misses them. The more he talks to them, the more he actually misses them. And then V said, oh, it's okay as long as I can hear my family's voice. Okay. And then, all right. So this one, so you can just read by yourself. I posted in Patreon. Um, Oh, yeah. So while they were interviewing, and this they talked in another TV interview. While they were doing this interview, RM apparently knocked down everything, like all the glasses on the table. He actually knocked down, and then so he was like apologizing, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, here goes RM again." And V said this situation happens very, very often, and I guess that's one of the reasons he doesn't want to buy a car. Okay, RM said when my mood is down, I will compose music, writing lyrics and thinking about the melody makes me forget all the hateful things. And then Suga said, is it easier to produce a song in difficult circumstances? And Suga said, it is true that it is easier to write lyrics when you're overwhelmed, but it's not because I'm depressed that I write lyrics or because I'm happy that I write lyrics or about being swayed by my emotions. It's that no matter what the situation is, you will still be writing lyrics. That's the ideal situation for him. So it's like it shouldn't depend on what kind of emotions you have. Okay. Then when you see a member depressed, what do you do? Leave him be, is what Suga said. Um, and then Jungkook said, in the midst of business, when Jungkook sees his Youngs on what to do. So this was when he was very young and he admitted he didn't know how to communicate his emotions yet. He said that when the Youngs are in a bad mood, initially he did not notice when he was very young. And then I think eventually when he got started getting in touch with his emotions more, he started noticing, but then he would say the wrong things. And so his tendency is to just leave people alone instead of trying to comfort him. And Jimin actually defended him in this interview because Jimin said if he notices and wants to encourage his Youngs, the Youngs will say you don't understand anything, and so that will make Jungkook leave them alone. But eventually, he got over it, and he learned how to communicate his emotions. He kind of learned how to like deal with people and how to comfort people who are down. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so I will just leave this in Patreon so that you guys can read the actual interview better. And then I'll just continue uploading all the everything that's in my vault. Okay. All right. Do you have questions before I move on? Um, it's a trip down memory lane. Back in the day, no, I was very innovative. I liked it. I used to react to K-pop videos. No, made it my playlist. I always wish the Japanese. Okay. Hope you see Winter Ahead MV. It feels more like a movie than an MV. Okay. All right. Do you have questions before I move on? I intentionally made this live stream just very, very light. Nothing, no controversies. It's Christmas. So I wanted to do something light for everybody and also for myself, just to make myself feel better and happy because it's Christmas. I wasn't trying to catch you. Okay. Do you have questions? Thanks so much for posting this with English translations. Sure, sure, sure. Some of the best moments. Some of this is their very first fan sign. So this was done in a mall, but this is their first fan sign, but not their very first fan meet. Okay. Yes, happy and light lives are great. So this is not their first fan meet, but this was also done in a mall. Their very first fan meet was this. So they were literally in the corner of a mall, and then they just met their fans. Um, there you go. Just like see that corner, that is it. That's their that's their stage, and I think it happened. I don't know. Maybe after their first appearance in Mnet. I can't quite remember. So yeah, but it was in a corner of a mall. So this happened first, the first fan meeting, and then this is their first fan sign. Okay, so but they had quite a number of fans already there. But if you would remember in um the Beyond the Story, the book, Jimin did talk about like having only 11 fans when they first performed, and they were like he was making sure that he was making eye contact to each of those 11 fans. So after that, this happened, the fan meet. Okay, and then another day was the first fan sign. So it's quite a few number of people. Okay, wow, such humble beginnings. Seeing this makes me so proud of them, how far they've grown. Yeah. And then, so this was 2013, 2014 KCON. What a lot of people don't know is that they were actually the youngest to ever perform then. They have been younger now, but at that time, they were the youngest performers. And Jungkook was the youngest ever idol to ever perform in KCON. So it was 2014. They haven't been like a year yet into their career. They went to the US and performed. And that changed everything, if you would remember. Um, from 2014 KCON, Bang Shiyuk kind of realized that the screaming of the fans, of the people in the venue, wasn't just because of politeness. At that time, there was like uh, K-pop fans were big on ethics. Like even if it is not your group, you're supposed to clap. You're supposed to participate because you don't want them to feel bad. So there were like a lot of rules like that. And he realized, and he was kind of, and Bang was kind of expecting something like that for BTS because they were new. But he realized that the screaming, I was here by the way in 2014. I was very new in the US. Um, it was like my second year in the US or third. And then, so he realized that, wow, this is something different. When was the first, this is the first time that I saw them live. I was here in this KCON. I think it was 2 days. And if I remember correctly, Shina was actually performing. Shina, the other group. So yeah, so yes, so Shina I think was a performer. And I think I can't quite remember. I think there was Big Bang. Big Bang was here. Um yeah, so but at that time I liked them, but I wasn't following them the same way I'm following them now, right? But I was already a fan. My very first post about them was actually 2014. That website, by the way, I used to like blog using Hub stuff. My dog's like okay, my dog's fur is on my nose. So I used to blog using Hub stuff, something. Um, Now they're closing down. So all of my early articles, 2014, 2015, they were all there, and that's when I first G Dragon at least was. Yeah, I think G Dragon. Something in Big Bang was there. They were there. So when and I did not know about all of this KCON stuff. It's just that the one of the people I became friends with actually introduced me to this concept. Like going to shows of like Asian artists. Because at that time I was already a fan of them. I was already a HubSpot. Could be HubSpot. So I was already a fan of them, but I was more into when it comes to hub pages. Hub pages. So, but I was very much more into watching here. I'll show you. I'll show you how it looks like. Okay. So, I was still very much into Western artists. My favorite band at that time was Linkin Park, and Japanese artists. I've been a huge fan of Japanese artists for a long time. And then I was into Korean variety shows and Korean hip hop. So I was more familiar with hip hop than I was at that time with K-pop. But I was already a fan of them. I really like them already. I've never been like a hater of pop ever. And so when I learned about this, and my friend told me like, Let's go watch." I was like, "Sure, sure, let's watch." And she paid for my ticket. So we went out to watch. And that's how I ended up watching them. And yeah, they were like the second performer or the first performer of the day, which is usually the worst spot because people are still coming in and stuff like that. And they didn't even have like their own dedicated stuff going on, which other groups had. Um, but yeah, but I could definitely remember how loud the shouting was, that I actually turned to my friend and asked them, "Are they popular?" Because they're like the screaming is really loud. And she said, "No, this is the first time I've heard of them." She's a fan of Shina. I said, "No, this is the first time I've heard of them." I said, "Well, it's pretty popular." I was like, "Whatever." So, okay. So that was my very first encounter with them. But in the book, Bang Shi-yuk actually talked about how this changed everything for them because he realized how loud the screaming was. And that's when he approached the boys and asked, "Should we try the US market?" And the boys wasn't sure because they were like, why? Like, why would it's so unsure if we're going to ever try?" They agreed, and the very first song that they made for the global market, not just the US market, was Fire, which came out like almost like a year, like almost 2 years after that conversation. So you know that they actually are very advanced in creating those content. Just got the digital membership so I can understand them better. Hope to know Korean by now, but it's just not clicking yet. Okay. If you want, you can enroll in the Korean Cultural Center, KCC. I think they have online classes. I also have, so the professor I used to have who teach in that Korean Cultural Center, she also privately teaches other students. Okay, so 2014 was their very first tour, a very smaller scale tour, sort of similar to Cat's Eye Tour right now, maybe even smaller. So that was the very first tour that they had, Red Bullet. So you can see it's almost like all standing. They didn't have their own light stick yet. They had an actual light stick, like the one that you break. That's what people would bring to the shows. And but it was sold out. Did their performance impress you? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They were singing without backtrack. So because it's actually kind of like it switched in the early years. Whenever they perform in that venue, they definitely didn't have any backtrack, so they were performing purely live. And I remember because I already was listening to their songs, and I remember realizing that Suga would actually sing half a beat behind. He would always be half a beat behind. And it seemed that it was his way of making people realize that we are singing live. And also there would be like words that they would intentionally miss, that they wouldn't sing it because they wanted to make sure that people realized they were singing live. Shina, is it? Yes. I remember Jungkook meeting Minwoo of that group to be mentored by him. Watched it in Rise of the Bangtan. Yes, Korean is so easy. I can understand a little. And then another important event was when they first won in the Billboard Music Award for Top Social Artist, because they broke the streak of Justin Bieber. They were the very first one to break that streak in Justin Bieber. I remember I was rushing home to watch the show. I was not rushing home. I rushed to Vegas to watch to watch them. And So I was coming from somewhere and I went to Vegas just to watch the Billboard Music Awards. And I did not know that it was going to be like that big of an event. And so I arrived the very same day this event was going to happen. So checked in it was I checked in a motel, not a hotel. It was just outside of the strip, and then walked to their venue. And then when I got there, the event was going to start like 3 p.m. if I remember. It's been such a long time, I can't even remember. But I walked, and oh my god, like the entire block, like the entire strip were like full of people. Not the entire strip, I'm exaggerating, but that entire area is like, anyway. So it's first come first serve, and they were handing out tickets. And I was like, so I approached the guy handing out tickets and I said, "Do I still have a chance?" And he said, "Are you going to go to the end of the line?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, you know what? Just go home and enjoy it from your house, from your hotel room, because there's just like I only have like 100." And look at the people lined up, and it's like, oh, okay. So I went back to my hotel and just watched them from there. But I did not know they were going to be that popular and that people were going to be there. Um, so I was there in my hotel room watching them win. And I remember there was just like they were right there. Had I gone there, but I was talking to some people, I was talking to some armies, and they were there since the day before. They were already queued up. So, I did not stand a chance. I did not know they were going to be that popular. I think it was the first time that I learned of BTS. So yeah, but it was a big like conversation in even in Vegas, because after the event, everyone was talking about BTS, because I went to the after the event, I went to the strip, and just like maybe they're going to be in one of the restaurants. I don't know what I was thinking. So I went to the strip, and I saw some armies there. They were in different restaurants, and a lot of people were talking about them already. So yeah, but of course, they performed in American Music Award. It was quite a stir here in the US because it is American Music Awards. So having them there as a performer, and also eventually they won, it was a big deal because like they didn't even sing in English, and it is American Music Awards. So there was like a huge discussion in the industry here, like how can we make this, this should not happen, they should sing in English, and discussions like that. But okay, so the rest of the story, but their very first was like a big controversy. For Ellen, so what was happened, so Gazette was actually the one who got them this spot. I know that he's one of the most hated figures by armies. I don't know why. I mean, he's a good PR person, he's not perfect, just like no one is perfect. But he did good work. He introduced them to a lot of producers and celebrities. But it is true that they signed a 1 year contract and did not renew. But in that 1 year, he worked for them. Like he got them a lot of breaks. And one of them is a spot in Ellen. But what was supposed to happen was that they were going to be like a guest. They were going to be a guest and a musical guest, but no interview. That was the initial spot that Gazette got them. So they were going to perform, but no interview. And then um, Gazette was the one who suggested to Ellen that they announced that BTS is going to be a performer. So a lot of armies went. A lot of armies did not make it inside the studio. That's fine. They still were outside waiting. So Ellen was so shocked that there were like thousands of people just waiting outside, even though they knew they will not be able to go in. They just wanted to show the support. And so when they performed, Ellen was so shocked with the reception of the audience. So, and they were like, Ellen was asking her staff repeatedly, like, are they not singing in English? How are these Americans actually singing in their language in Korean? And so, right on the spot, RM asked, not RM, but Ellen asked, "We need to do something." So the quote was that Ellen frantically went to her staff and said, "You need to talk to them. because we need to do something. And so they did the interview. So it was on the spot. It wasn't supposed to happen. There was not supposed to be an interview. But after this one, everything opened for them. Like all of the appearances that they did for other talk shows, interviewed them and also had them perform. So it was a monument. It was a big step for them. Why is that person hated by ARMY, or is it a deep story? No, I think there's just this like natural dislike by armies for people that stop working with BTS, because there's like a sense of like betrayal. I also don't understand like um yeah, and then there was a lot of armies was like, "Oh, you had nothing to do with the success of BTS and something, you know." Um, because as like for example, for him, if I am the PR person, I am going to put BTS in my portfolio because that's going to help my career, right? And so when Gazette did that, a lot of armies felt like, "Why are you using them for your like that's his career?" So you know, he's not perfect. And by the way, he's not perfect. Definitely not perfect, but he did open some doors for them. So you know, okay. The infamous hooking up question, even I didn't like it. I know, yeah. So a lot of people didn't like it, but you do remember that this is America, you know. I At the end of the day, is how you respond to these questions. Because if you look at during that time in that era, the awareness of this and that, it wasn't there yet. So but RM handled it perfectly. Well, it was actually V who shut it down immediately. It's like, no, you don't do that. So I think that was a great response. And then so they did the BTS Begins. That was this was their next tour, BTS Begins 2015. And so the venues were slightly bigger, and a lot of people were shocked because right from a theater they graduated to arenas, and a lot of people were shocked that they actually sold out all of their venues. But I think this was mostly um because 2016 was their show in Honda Center. So I think this was mostly Asia. Okay, after that, that's when they started touring in America. Was 2016. So, but they sold it out, but mostly Asia. And this is like the same strategy that our Hybe is actually using with their groups. They would usually do like a local tour first, and then expand a little bit on Asia, and then go North America. That model actually started with BTS. Okay. So sold out that entire thing. And then 2017 is the Wings tour. This is when they started going to North America. So right after watching them in KCON, this is the next one that I watched of them, I think. So eh, I think so. The Wings tour. I watched them in Honda Center. And then that was my very famous breakdown on X on Facebook because I couldn't get a ticket. I was like fully breaking down in Facebook. So anyway, I got a ticket. 2017 sold out the US. They were the headline. Yes, they were the headlines for 2016. Oh yes, I watched it in 2016 as well. I watched every tour and show that they had in the US except for the Troubadour one, the very first one, which was the free show. Except for that one, all the others I've watched. The 2016 KCON headline, I watched that. Of course, they're sorry. So not everything, I guess. So I wasn't there in any of the talk shows. That I did not watch any of that. But the rest I did. The next time BTS saw Ellen, RM asked her if she was going to ask the hookup question again. I know. um, so okay, yeah, but you know, things like that kind of shows you how protective BTS is, because it's just those questions are just natural in the US. And as I've said, it's always about how you respond to the questions rather than how what is being asked. I think that's at the end of the line, you know, when you're in Rome, right? So it's in 2017 when they sold out MetLife in 10. The Wings tour, MetLife, no, I think that was 2018, 2019. So here was this one. Okay, so this was like Begins tour. This was the very first sold out US stadium, which was 2018. This was 2018. So they sold it out in 10 minutes. And this was when I think this was the very first photo they posted after the announcement that they sold out the venue in 10 minutes. It was a shock to everybody, including the people in the US. Absolute shock. Um, and that was when so the concept of BTS being a competition to US boy bands started back in 2017, 2018. But they were fairly, I mean, their concerts were arenas, smaller venues. They didn't have any kind of brand deals yet at that time, no US brand deals. And they were Asians, so stereotyping still exists to this day. MetLife, this was MetLife, New York. So they were like they were really seen more like a small time group. There's like if people learn that you're a fan of K-pop, you wouldn't imagine the kind of discrimination that the look that people are gonna give you, and you're like all automatically relegated as something. A lot of stereotyping, a lot of stereotyping. So 2017 to 2018, they were already big. I mean, in terms of sales, they were already big. They were outselling physical album sales. They were outselling a lot of other groups in a lot of other acts, not just groups in the US. And at that time, but I think that is the one thing that the Western market kind of did wrong, is that they ignored BTS in the beginning. The only time they paid, and so what happened was that BTS and armies kind of grew and grew bigger, and we sort of got our acts together, and like we figured out how to do this, like how to properly stream, and how to properly buy stuff, and how to properly support them, how to trend things, because at that time the US media basically, or the US market or the global market, left us alone because they were looking down on armies and BTS. So the lack of attention allowed the army fan base and BTS to grow stronger. And by the time they sold out MetLife, just the Western market did not know what hit them. That's basically what happened. Like, and all they had was regret. Like, why did we not pay attention to this group sooner? But it was a shock because no one has been able to do that before, not that fast. There were a lot of acts who managed to sell out MetLife, a lot, not just BTS, a lot, but no one has done it in 10 minutes, and it was confirmed by MetLife. And so um it was an absolute shock. And then after that, um just like they sold out venue after venue after venue, stadium after stadium after stadium. And it would be like, oh, they sold it out in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20, 10, 15, 5. So what basically was happening was that armies were setting a new trend in terms of like culture. I mean, live events culture. Because, like, for example, if you have acts like before, not the current Taylor Swift, the Taylor Swift of before, not the current peak, but the Taylor Swift of before, or even Beyonce, those will sell out any venue that they play into. No problem. They will sell it out. That's not a question. But fans don't really rush into it, right? Because it wasn't the culture, it wasn't the behavior. So they can take their time. Like, okay, I'll do it when I get home. Like, unless you're like a fanatic and you want a really good seat, then you're like, I have to do it immediately. But they will sell it out. So this trend of selling out concerts in minutes, that this BTS started in the US. So that was like something they introduced. Like, that was a very strange new concept to a lot of producers and music labels in the US. So this was the very first. So this, they posted it. This is MetLife. And this was the very first post, if I remember, after the announcement that they sold out MetLife in 2017, just 2018. But just wanted to clarify, there were many other acts who sold out, and there are a lot of acts that are just guaranteed to sell it out. But the that culture of rushing into buying the concert tickets. That's very K-pop, very K-pop. So, and then this is SoFi. Also, it was like a shock to everybody because it was a new venue and it was packed. SoFi was packed. It wasn't like, there's a lot of big space. It wasn't. It was packed, and they still sell it out. Um, okay. Next is so this was like the speak yourself. So a lot of people are very confused by this. Speak yourself is the anchor of love yourself, and they will do Madison Square Garden. That's very small for them. That's small for them now. So the speak yourself, which was all stadium, that was the encore of Love Yourself. So it's part of Love Yourself, and Love Yourself was an arena tour. When they sold out the venues fast, Big Hit, Bang Shuyuk, and BTS came out with this big idea. Why don't we try a stadium? Let's just see what's going to happen. Let's just see. And they sold out all of it. So in some of the venues, they actually did just once because they weren't sure if they were going to do it. Oh no, they did everything twice. So but they would always announce one first and then not sure if they were going to announce the other one. So but yeah, so they sold out. This was the very first. So in essence, they've never had a stadium tour because the only time they did a stadium tour, it was just an encore for the Love Yourself tour, which was an arena tour. So this coming one is going to be their very first. Okay. It's leaked that they'll perform at MetLife in 2026. Yeah, there's some leak. We'll talk about it in a bit. So what's SK's reaction to BTS selling out MetLife? Um, there were a lot of doubts. They still have, oh Penny, thank you. Thank you so much. Uh Merry Christmas. So they've had doubts. They will always cast a doubt in this, in what BTS has achieved, simply because no one has achieved this before. No one even thought it was going to be possible. No one thought it was this level of success is possible. So even during that time, they were like they were like, oh, no one's going to show up because Big Hit bought all the tickets. That was like the prevailing narrative on X, on Facebook. Um, and the war with XOLs, that was very intense. It was very intense because they've never done an arena tour, so in this level. So, but it was still, at that time, it was still relatively easier to become a fan. There's not a lot of like toxicity. It was more about the biggest voices at that time was like Bangtan subs. And they were a big voice because they were subbing. So they were very, very popular among us because it's like, oh, have they subbed it yet? They were the go-to, they were the biggest voices. And then there were a lot of other accounts on X, on Facebook, that just helped each other, like armies helping each other. We had an army job board. So if you know of any kind of job vacancy, or if your company is actually hiring or something, you go there, you post, and then other armies will submit a picture, will submit their resume. I remember being contacted because somebody needed help for an interview, because she was applying for a marketing job in the US, and she was like, is there any army that is like into marketing, a manager in a marketing department and whatever, I just need help getting interviewed. And so I was like, I do that. And so someone contacted me, and we did a mock interview. So things like that. And then there were like some people that would ask for their resume to be like, if you can comment on their resume, how to improve it. A lot of help. A lot of armies would help each other. Tutoring. There were tutoring accounts. Those were the types of like accounts back then. um yeah, yeah, a lot of like that. So it was still relatively easier. The toxicity started really during the pandemic. That's when it intensified. There were some in the beginning, but not a lot. It became very, very intense during the pandemic. um I love the school one where they tutored all sorts of subjects. Yeah. Yeah. I remember being contacted for like a book because his but she was a mother, she was an army mother, and she simply didn't have the funds to get a tutor for her child, and it was English, and I said I can't tutor for math, I can tutor for like literature or something, so things like that. It was like I would say like 2015 all the way until like 2019. It was like the golden era of army on on Facebook, on social media, because it was just all like lightness and just helping each other out and stuff like that. um yeah. And then okay, so you're so and then this is I just remember this because I specifically that is such a beautiful fandom. It was a beautiful, beautiful time to be an army. It was a beautiful time to be an army. um yeah, not a lot of toxicity. I'm not saying that there weren't toxicity and that there weren't chasers. For sure there were a lot, but they were not as loud as they are now. The loudest voices were Bangtan subs, um the tutoring, the job board. There were a lot of others. There were like there's an account dedicated for like nonprofit. If you have the time, you can volunteer, and then they had like listings of all of that. Um, exchange like stuff. If you there's something that you have that you want to give away that you think is very like a yeah, if you want to barter things, exchange stuff, it's one thing. Yeah, a lot of stuff like that. And then I just remember this because when they did Wembley, um, knowing how big Wembley is, how tough of a market the UK was, I remember thinking, are they crazy? Like, why are they going to go for Wembley? And so I was waiting on social media to see like what Army was going to do. And then an Army actually posted and said, and this was her queue number 245,491. She was like, so she was like, there were 17,827 ahead of you. And she was like, I'm dead because there were four tickets for each person. She said, I'm never gonna get anything. She said, I'm dead. And she was one of the very like she's been waiting since before the opening of the tickets. But she did get one. This person got one. I can't find the screenshot anymore. And so after 90 minutes, they sold out. And it was actually sooner. It's just that they were by the 20th minute, people on queue couldn't go in anymore. But they just waited until Wembley started pushing the all seats are taken message. So if you actually go by when did people s- not go in, it was actually 20th minute. But they did not get the notification until the 90th minute. That's why they say it has been sold out after 90 minutes, but it was actually sooner. So they announced another day for day two for Wembley because they sold out the first one pretty quick. When I came into the fandom in 2020, it was nice and supportive, seemed to really live the OT7 culture, now totally different. Even the guys have commented on the change in the fandom. And then his speech, RM's speech in the UN, was also groundbreaking. I know because they've done it several times and other groups are also doing it. It doesn't get that same kind of recognition, but it was really groundbreaking. And for a boy band to actually speak. He's not the very first celebrity to speak in the UN, but he was the very first boy band member to actually speak in the UN, and also a non American at that. So okay, so those are some of the memorable things that I went back to. Okay, let's go through some news. But do you have questions? Do you think the change in Army voice amplification was due to algorithm changes in the platform? A lot of it's the rise of the rage bait economy. There's really just a lot of people on different social media that they really just are looking for an outlet because they are just angry people. Um, uh, I am biased, but his speak had substance, unlike some other celebrities. Well, I'm not going to disagree. So a lot of people really are attracted to rage. They're just like an angry. They're just angry people, and they are always looking for something to get angry about. So that's one. And then second is um they like being the moral ones. They like being the moral ones. So any opportunity they get to do that, they'll do it. And then of course cloud chasing. Um I think one of the things that many coveted the position of those armies who led, like like Bangtan subs, right? Because we look up to them. During that time, they were like, you will not hear, they're just so into their work. Like all the communications and posts that they have is just really about the subs. That's all you will hear from them. And they were doing it for nothing. It was really just for nothing. They just really wanted BTS. They really wanted American fans to understand what BTS was talking about. um, and then you have the, what do you call that? The translation for lyrics. She would put context in the translation for lyrics. Dulcet, Dulcet Bangtan. So hers is about lyrics. Like she would explain nuances of the language, of the words. So, and many coveted that position. So, and then knowing that there is that segment in social media that really loves rage bait. Um, that's the way that they got. Because the thing about Dulcet Bangtan, yeah, and Bangtan subs, that those require skill, right? Those require skill to do. And for people who covet that kind of positioning, but they don't have the skill, what do you have to offer? It's rage bait. So, um, so yeah, unfortunately, that's what happened. And then during the pandemic, that's when really X and Facebook really boomed in a different way. Um, so they gravitated towards that. So yeah, that's what happened. And I think that's part of the beauty of having a community, like select people. At least you're there to just share BTS, really. Loud toxic solos, toxic shippers, fake OT7, so many factions that have ruined the fandom experience. Yeah. So just clean your timeline. Block everybody you want to block, and just leave in your own, especially especially if you're done with toxicity and you just want like a quiet life and just enjoy your experience, just block everybody. And just stick with those that give you positivity. Okay. Um Dulcet is awesome. Yeah, Dulcet Bangtan, wordpress.com. Yeah. I think she's in hiatus. I don't know if she's ever gonna come back, but she was a big help. She was a big help. Okay, so Winter Ahead is now Hall of Famer in BTS in YouTube Music holiday list. So yeah, how's that? So Winter Ahead, I was actually surprised. This was sent by one. It was a V fan base that sent this to me. I did not even know about this. Can you post your links at the end of the video regarding the various topics you have discussed about BTS on your channel? Sure. And I'll also discuss some changes that we're going to be doing. Okay, so block everyone and delete Twitter. That's an option too. Just delete Twitter. So congratulations to V. Wow, Hall of Fame. Not just like best of 2025. It was like Hall of Fame in holiday music. And then the L magazine for Jungkook cover is now out. I think this is in Korea, but like so many versions of the cover. I don't know if I can afford to buy all of them, and I don't know how to buy them. But this is one like clip, or not clip, but a quote that someone posted in on X. So the question was, if you were to meet a young Jungkook, what are you going to tell that young Jungkook? And he said, even if I were to meet my past self, I wouldn't say a single word. Not a single word, because it's precisely those experiences that made me who I am today. Our Macne has grown up. He has so grown up so much. Oh my gosh. Um, yeah, but what an answer. I wouldn't say a single word to him, because it's precisely those experiences that made me who I am today. So proud. And then this is a part of his Chanel campaign. So that's one photo posted by somebody from X. It was actually sent to me. And then Amazon bestseller for 2025. Who Jimin's Who made it at number 6, and then he occupied a lot of the spots. So let's see here. So that, imagine that. So that is 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23, 21, and 23. And then he got 24, 35. I don't know, it's all Muse. All the different versions of Muse. But then Echo actually made it, Don't Say You Love Me in particular. It is number 51. So three of our boys actually, two actually made it inside. Don't forget to like the video. 30 times 9. I know, right? I don't think I can afford to buy all of that. I'm gonna try and I mean, I already bought, I ordered. It's not with me yet, the UK version of Rolling Stone. And then Shure Magazine launched their YouTube channel. So go ahead and search for Shure Magazine. They have a feature there. I think they are going to have a special feature on Jimin. I haven't actually checked. I just know that they launched it. And then Spur Magazine. This is UK based. They have inside is Jin for his Fred campaign. So congratulations to Jin. Okay. All right. Those are just some news. Is Sure Magazine a legit publication? They're just starting out. They are new. So I guess legit, but still very, very new. Very new. So there you go. That's your answer. V is going to be the cover of Vogue Japan. Ah, okay. V is going to be a cover of Vogue Japan. All right. The problem is that I wish there's like a Vogue Japan then an English version of the Vogue. Okay, so some rumors. So apparently there is some negotiations happening between the Korean government the and BTS. So I think the Korean government is requesting. These are rumors, by the way, rumors, not confirmed, rumors. But they are being asked to, or at least there are some negotiations happening, or they are being invited to play in nationally symbolic venues. I don't know what that means. But it's actually the South Korean government inviting them to play in nationally symbolic venues. Now, again, these are rumors. I'm not sure if they're talking about the actual tour, like one of the concerts being held in a nationally symbolic venue. I don't know if it is like, what kind of symbolic venue are we talking about? Like in the middle of Seoul? What the hell is happening? Like the Blue House? I don't know. Um, but they are saying that they are being asked to actually do some shows in nationally symbolic venues. I just find it funny because I have absolutely no idea what that means. Like nationally symbolic venues. I don't know. The Blue House? The Soul Forest? What is nationally symbolic venues? All I know is that they're saying it's the South Korean government asking for it. Like they are requesting BTS to actually do it. Um, so let's see what that means. So and then alongside that is some our SK embassies in the countries that they are going to be visiting, working with the country, the government of that country where they are visiting. Uh, Maybe like they did the palace for the Tonight Show. Could be that. Could be that for free. No, it's like a show, like a concert. Maybe Gyeongbokgung Palace or the National Museum. Probably. How are you going to fit like 100,000 people in there? And also, it's not clear. Like they're saying, play in a national so like concert. I don't know. But the big thing is that it's the South Korean government cooperate, like asking them to play, and then the SK embassies actually working with different countries where they are going to be visiting. So all this talk about them not being able to discuss anything because it's big scale. It is. I've never doubted that it's going to be gigantic in scale. It's going to be humongous. It's going to like drive everybody crazy. The setup of this concert, but um, I did not anticipate that there's some like that they are going to be asked by their own government. Okay, why wasn't VROT7 invited to the Met Gala hosts? Um, I have no idea, but I don't know. I don't know why they weren't invited. It's very much things like that is very much an inside thing in Hollywood. Like you have to be a part of a clique to be invited into something like that. You have to be an insider in Hollywood. So I don't know. I don't think it's a loss though. I don't think they need that at all. Did they request nicely? Your guess is as good as mine. Makes me wonder if they expect BTS and Hype to pay to refurbish something like they did for Busan. Well, the other thing is that they are allegedly going to be playing in new states in the US. So states that they haven't been in. Um, and it has always been an issue of the venues. So they are trying to make sure that whatever state that they end up playing in, it's going to be um, that they will have a venue that can accommodate them. Uh, Now there is also a discussion that there will be more dates in Vegas than the usual. Maybe the government can weed out the MHJ sycophants in the government and police and shut down this hype witch hunts. As for the Met Gala, they make you pay a lot of money to attend. The Met Gala is usually paid for by the designer. Yeah, but I mean, she was asking like to be in the seat, like be a host. Stray Kids attended the Met Gala with Tommy. Yeah, yeah. So there's some discussion that they're going to be spending more dates on specific venues, including Vegas. So some sort of a semi-residency, meaning it's going to be more than two. It's going to be more than three for sure. You go three. That if you go four, that's almost a semi-residency. So I'm hoping there's at least like I don't know 6 or 8 in Vegas. Um, so yes, so MetLife has been on the list, and SoFi has been on the list, and Wembley has been on the list. But the big news is that they are going to be playing in new venues. So let's see. And there is a discussion, some rumors that they are trying to push for venues that could accommodate 80, 90, 100,000. Fairlane, every time you burst out laughing, I'm laughing. I'm laughing with you. Okay. Okay, next. So another rumor is Wembley. And then so this from the brand side. From the brand side. I'm hearing from the brand side. So as you know, marketing is my department. That's actually my profession by day into marketing. So there is what we call an activation activity. That's where, from the brand side, we call it activation when we actually go to a venue and we get the consumers to try the products. So that's the point. Like you get to test the products. So how you compute it, just for everybody's information, the efficiency of what you're going to be doing is there is usually if you're a marketer, you kind of compute how much does it take me to get my product to a person, like one product to one person. How much is it going to cost me? Right. So there's a formula to do it, like your total spend versus how many people actually manage to test your products. That's why you sometimes get in your mail some like test pouches of some products or whatever, because we're trying to get you to test the products itself. So now doing activations, physical activations, sometimes depending on the type of product that you're trying to sell, that could actually be very efficient, because you go to one place, and especially if there's like 5,000 people there, and you pay, for example, This is just an example. If you pay like 10,000 for that booth and there are 10,000 people that are going to be seeing you there and actually getting their hand on your product, that's $1 for one person, right? Again, if you pay for a booth for 10,000 and you are guaranteed to have 10,000 people go to your booth and get your product as a test to test your product, if you compute that, that's $1. That's very cheap, right? Because I spend $1 and I get one person, and then it's just a matter of numbers how many will actually end up buying. So we call that activations. Okay, so there are activations. So I hear of some products that are getting into the activation part. So what's going to happen is that in each city that they are going to be visiting, there's going to be some sort of a um like a Bangtan village, a BTS village. So people that are visiting that country, you can actually stay there longer, or you go there in advance and you will have more activities and you get to try all of these products. This All of these products actually paid something to BTS, and then you get to test their brands and stuff like that. So that's what I've been hearing. We used to get cosmetic companies to give away samples. Yes, so that's activation. That's activation. When they're giving you stuff for free, that's activation. Um, and Ati Fairlane, hi boy, watched your video about Jong thing. Oh yeah, someone told me. Someone told me. Great. I hope he does it. I've always said that whatever that I'm not an expert in Korean culture, what I am trying to do is start a conversation. So if he joins in the conversation, it's a success. Right? That's the point. So I succeeded. So I'm very happy. I hope he goes in it like really deep and expand and explain it in a way I never ever will be able to, because he's a local. He's actually Korean. So I hope he does it. So uh, maybe this one time I'll watch his video. Okay. All right. So that's one part. And then there's also like they will have partnership in several it's already 2 hours, so this will be my last thing. I have several more, but I can continue next time. So there will be several partnerships with different organizations in different places in, what do you call this, like landmarks, I would say. Important landmarks, important tourist, not really cultural, I guess that's a better term, like cultural venues, cultural landmarks that will be working with them in this tour. So this is just an example. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but this is just an example. Like for example, the LACMA, the LA Museum, Contemporary Museum, they will have an activity with with BTS. I'm not saying that BTS is going to appear there, but it's going to be for this is going to be for their tour. So it's like it's not yeah. So but yeah, something like that. Cultural landmarks that will be doing fun activities for armies, because what each city remember, these are rumors, okay, these are rumors. What each city is trying to do is to have the armies to do the second spend. That's the second spend. um so the second spend is like whatever you spend for that is not directly in connection to what you are there for. So if you go, for example, if I go to Las Vegas and to watch the BTS concert, my first spend will be the BTS tickets, the concert tickets, the hotel, airfare, or gas for that matter, and food, because all of that are necessary for me to experience what it is that I went there for, right? Okay. So the second spend is anything that is not necessarily that is not a necessity for me to experience that thing, the BTS concert. So, but that is really how the city will be able to maximize the influence of BTS. And so each of the city that they are going to, they're trying to do that to make fans do a second spend. So They are activating their cultural landmarks to be able to do something with BTS. And that's why, and that is actually one of the reasons that the preparation is actually really taking a lot of time. And that is the reason Hybe itself for Big Hit can't just announce it, because the scale is too big and there are so many moving parts, there are so many variables, and those variables aren't just like another like business entity. These are like official landmarks that need to be organized, need approval and stuff like that. So that's why it's taking some time. So, but I think the important thing for us to remember is if it happens, if all the venues, if all the cities are actually successful in pushing for this, that they are actually able to push for that second spend, um, this is going to change how artistic influence is looked at. So, um, this this is an entirely new bar for them, and this is going to change how labels will actually be looking at their IPs. So, um, poor guys, poor guys just want to have a concert. I know, right? And if you're an army, it's like I'm trying to just watch. I'm just trying to watch BTS. I swear that's all I'm trying to do. But it kind of makes sense because, like, for example, um, if this is just an example, if LACMA does like an exhibit of BTS, I'm going to go, right? Even if it is not directly about BTS. Like if RM curates something, I'm going to go. Because that is a BTS adjacent experience. And that's what everyone is trying to do. Fairlane, do you have updates on RM's collaboration with the San Francisco Museum? No, none yet. Yeah, no. But I'm ready to go. Everyone and their mamas are preparing for this massive tour. I would like to join LA Suite or Las Vegas Suite. Oh, yeah. So I forgot to make it live. It's already there. Just forgot to make it live. So the lists, I'll make it live after this live stream. It would be fun if Fairlane interview HB on her channel and HB interview her on his channel. They do different components, sometimes overlap, but their POV supports each other. Content face, yeah. You know what? I'm a very insecure person, and that's why I don't watch his content. That's the reason I don't watch any of their content. I'm a really insecure person. Okay, I'm very self-deprecating. So if they're too good, it's just going to discourage me to continue doing what I'm doing. So I don't. Self-preservation. That's really the reason I don't watch them. But yeah. So I haven't gone on vacation this holiday. I'm waiting for the tour dates. So that is one component. Now there will also be cooperation between airlines and other transportation companies. So you should be ready. If you are in Europe, you should be ready for Switzerland for sure. The what they did with Jungkook and Jimin was just a preamble on what they are ready to do next. So yeah, that's another thing. So there will be companies that will be offering a full package. So the reason they acquired 360, um, company 360, this is the VIP experience company, is so that they can do something like this for BTS. So they will be offering that. There is some sort there's so I do not think so. Personally, I don't think BTS will benefit from any kind of festival. If they do any kind of festival is the festival that will happen, that will actually benefit them, that will actually benefit more than BTS. But there is some discussion on a festival like kind of thing, probably Wembley. So, but it's most likely going to be a BTS festival of some sort. Okay, everyone in Las Vegas was grateful for Army, Taxi, Uber. You have a lot to offer. You shouldn't feel insecure. I guess it's just my nature. Because a lot of people keep on asking me, why do you not watch them? Oh, I'm a very insecure person. I'm very insecure. So I just work around my insecurity. That's the whole truth. I just work around my I've learned to work around my insecurity. Okay. Which is why that they have that with Interpark but not everywhere, which is why BTS don't need any other festival. Yeah, it's something like I don't know if you're aware of how Oasis did it during their prime in in Wembley, but something like that. Something like that. It's like their own festival. Um HB actually mentioned you in one of his live stream about this zone. Yeah. So yeah, someone told me he did for the friendship between Jungkook and Jimin. Okay. Sorry for holding you. it's been a it's already been I'm already over time 9 minutes, but I have some more, but I can always do it next time. So the plan, so there are some changes I'll be doing on Patreon just to make the experience better, one of which is actually doing a calendar so that you know when I'm actually going live. I'm also organizing the content so that if you are platinum and diamond and tanzanite, you know where to go so that you can access all of your content there. And then I'm also doing some changes on the online magazine Asian Entertainment and Culture.com because I'm trying to like up it a little bit. Can't we have another story, please? It's already 10 minutes. I don't want to hold you for too long. Come here. Come here. She played a Jin, changing the subject. Is that what we call it now? A Jin? Um, okay. Let me see. Okay. So, all right, one more story. So, one more story. So, there are talks that they will be working with some people, but it's not your traditional, sorry, not your traditional feature. So, I don't know. So, again, this is rumors. I also don't want to say much because they rumors, right? It can come from anywhere. But you know how usually they would get an artist in their album and then like work with them for that. But apparently this the way that they're going to be doing some features will be very very different. Um and the people that they will be featuring are also kind of unique. It's not your traditional Hollywood A-list musician. They have some features that are pretty unique. It's more about the music. It's more about the music. That's how it's not really about the personality, but more about the music. So I call a collab with Rosalia. Okay. I don't know. I have absolutely no idea who they're collaborating with, who they are featuring with. But yeah, they said that it's a little bit different. The way that they approached it is different. There were talks that, or at least there are theories in the army verse that each member has a solo song. I do not think that is going to be the case. I think each member took a lead in at least one song. So, yeah, I think each member took a lead in at least one song. Um, Definitely all members participated more in the production of this, the writing and the production. I think August D will come out of retirement and do a cameo. They keep on mentioning Rosalia. How about the orchestra feature? The orchestral arrangement for More and Mike Job that Toby did in France was awesome. Awesome, right? Yeah. Um, I don't know how much I can say. And also, I mean, even if I'm willing to say it, what if it's not? I mean, it's rumors. So I also don't want to like get everybody's expectations up and then it doesn't happen. It's really just rumors. So, but that I can say, like, it's a different type of feature. It's not your traditional, oh, this is a Hollywood A-list musician. let's get working with this person. It's really about the music, if those are true. Like it seems that they really looked for different things to improve the music that they are going to offer. Unique features sounds that sounds really interesting. Yeah, I wish I could say more. I'm trying to like I think that's the best I can do. Like yeah, it's not about I think that's the best I can do. It's not about the personality. It's really about who can they work with that would give their work that would elevate their work. I love hearing the rumors. We won't hold you to any of them. It just makes us happy to imagine what they may be. Yeah. So, well, that's another thing. I mean, for as long as we're discussing, for as long as it is clear that it's just speculation and rumors, and we're just discussing their careers, I'm all for it. We can hype them up as much as we want. Okay, so I agree. Unique features are more interesting and organic. That's okay. We're going to fantasize on our even if we don't talk about it, you'll come up with your own theories. Okay. I mean, I've always so this is just my desire. I'm not saying that they are going to be doing this. My hope has always been that if they're going to do any kind of feature in their album, it would be like um local to that country or to that sound, right? Like for example, you go to Africa, there are like native Africans that play their native music. I would rather that they work with those people. Or if they go to the Philippines, right? If they go to like some of the IPs, indigenous peoples that we have, they have their own instruments, they have their own type of music, and they play their own instruments, and it's just like, or that's their music. I would rather that my dream is for them to work with those type of people instead of just settling for and working with like commercial mainstream artists. Those are good too, but they've done a lot of that already. My hope is for them to go to those type of musicians basically. So that's my dream if they're going to work with someone. So um yeah, that's another rumor that they are going to be working with a live band this time. It's not going to be so yeah, that's another rumor. Okay, big hit recommendation. I would like new artists than having Charlie Puth again, for example, no shade. um there might be some features that I don't know. Maybe some hype artists that will make a feature. Because remember, BTS at this stage is at that stage in their career where they don't give an F about anything. They just want, they just want they just want to do what they want to do, right? Which is I'm very very happy for them. By the way, I'm so happy for them that they are in that stage in their career that they're just like, I want to do this, I'll do this. I don't care what other people think. So maybe they are very very close with some of hype artists. So maybe they're going to tap some of them to do some work together. Um, yeah. How about the number of songs? I heard it's a full album. That's what I heard. So it's not a mini album. It's like an actual. Yeah. I think there may be some solo songs or unit duet songs on their new album as well as group songs. I'm counting on I'm counting on some hidden tracks for sure. BTS and the Seraphim, yes, live band, yeah. So let's see what's going to happen. Okay. Thank you so much, people. So I will be doing a live stream on Wednesday, but it's going to be like just conversations, maybe something like this, just talk about stuff, not nothing serious. It is Christmas, so I kind of want to keep it very, very light and just positive so that we can enjoy the season and enjoy BTS and just share in our anticipation of their comeback. I'm really, really, really so excited. So I hope that you're all excited with me. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. And I will be seeing you same time on Wednesday, but something lighter. Okay. Okay. Say thank you. Say bye bye. Say bye bye. Say bye bye, everybody. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Say bye bye to everybody. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye.